You guys good back there? Keep your eyes open, you might see a whale.
Or a shark.
One day I was out on my own, one grabbed me from behind. Luckily it was more of a love bite than a real chomp.
First of all, I just wanted to say I'm actually in Moreton Bay, where parts of your directorial feature debut, Great White, was filmed. What made you choose to make the movie here?
Well, I think what I was trying to do with the film was, I think, tropical Queensland or northern Queensland. We were trying to get that sense of epic beauty and beguiling beauty, and then sort of juxtapose that with, you know, what's lurking below in the water and the mysteries of the ocean and stuff. So I think Queensland has that tropical, mysterious look about it, and I think that just worked really well for the script.
Yeah, it sure did. There was some spectacular cinematography featured in the film. Australia has some really great animal creature feature horror films like The Reef, Dog Soldiers, Blackwater. What made you want to reinforce that everything in Australia wants to kill you?
I guess it's rich territory, isn't it? You know, with these types of dangers that people perceive about Australia. So I guess it was, I guess it's just the opportunity of the script. And so being my first time, I embraced that, and it could have been spiders, it could have been crocodiles. But in this occasion, it was sharks. So yeah, I was just excited to be given the opportunity and really grateful for that.
Yeah, Australia has some really great animal creature feature horror films like The Reef, Dog Soldiers, Blackwater. What made you want to reinforce that everything in Australia wants to kill you?
I guess it's rich territory, isn't it? You know, with these types of dangers that people
somewhere, I don't know if this is true or not, but while you're working on a movie called Under the Lighthouse, that you did something very Australian, and that was bribing some road workers with beer.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
I just wanted to know, what type of beer did you choose, and were there any incidents of bribery while you're working on Great White?
On the Under Lighthouse dancing, I think what happened was I was a runner, so I was driving Naomi Watts around on the set, and we were late for whatever reason, and I drove over there. They'd re-bitumised the road, which of course causes major dramas. And all these guys looked like they were just out of the, you know, like a bikie club. And I was a young kid, so I was very scared that the rumor was they were going to kill me, basically. So I took my life in my own hands and bought, I think it was Emu Export or whatever it was at the time, and just put a whole carton down on the side of the road. And the guy said, "Look, there's a guy down there want to kill you." And I was like, "Okay, I'll just leave it here." And then the carton was gone, and I never heard from him again. So it does work. But no, I didn't have to do that on Great White, which was nice.
I've actually seen the film. I thought it was awesome. Without spoiling anything, though, I love a survivalist type horror film when the characters are forced into isolation against the elements and facing off a threat. It's fun to watch the characters and who's going to crack first.
Yeah.
Was that a hard thing to capture?
I think it was something we really focused on, because we knew we had long periods on the raft, and I wasn't sure how, you know, like how much shark do you need. So to give it a point of difference and trying to elevate it and give it some interest, it was all about the characters and the nuances and their histories and how they interacted and the conflicts and the dramas within those characters. So it was a lot of work went into that in the script, and with developing the characters, their bios, their histories, just to really get people to invest into the project and their performances. So yeah, it was an enormous amount of work went in there. So I'm really glad that people are responding to that part of the script, the character part of the script.
Yeah, I loved the stress points between Benny and Joji, and I loved the connection created between Kaz and Charlie. And I just thought that for me was a real big highlight while I was watching the film.
Awesome. That's exactly what I was going for. And I was hoping I'd get those responses from people, you know?
Yeah, and I'm a closet fan of And I just thought that for me was a real big highlight.
Michael Baljan, yeah, he's amazing. He's he's producing. He's done some incredible films. The remake of Storm Boy, the Tomorrow When the War Began, The Killer Elite. It's just a great collection of films. So very, very nice guy, very knowledgeable.
They all did a really good job, as far as I'm concerned. I asked a couple of my Mother of Movies subscribers to ask a question, and one of my favourites, Katie, she asked, how difficult was it filming underwater, and is the camera housed in some kind of plastic case?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult because you've got claustrophobic scenarios. So, often, the actors have to hold their breath. So you can only shoot as long as they hold their breath. And then you have divers around them. So it's really quite tough and really quite demanding and scary on the actors. And then, yes, when you have those cameras underwater, they have to be in underwater housing. So the time it takes to, if you want to change a lens, for example, you've got to take the camera up, you've got to take off the housing, put the new lens on. It's very time consuming. Also, often things go wrong with the camera underwater. So if it comes up and it breaks down, then you have to wait till it rolls again. So there's so many complexities. It's a really good question.
Screenplays. I think Wolf Force 1 was a title that I saw that's been optioned. Might be a little bit more ahead now. But is there anything you can tell me about that, or is there any other things in the pipeline that you'd like to talk about?
Well, Wolf Force 1 is, again, like I'm wanting to go down the creature feature path, is basically werewolves on a plane, but it's not a piss take at all. It's a very serious sort of action thriller, basically, very similar to The Thing or Aliens. So it's and that is with Michael Baljan as the producer and co-writer. So that is a very exciting project that we're developing right now. I'm really excited by that one. And
it sounds awesome.
Yeah, that could be cool. And then I've got another project I'm doing about the legendary big cat in the southwest of WA, which is a bit like Stand By Me meets The Ghost in the Darkness. The legend of the panthers and the cougars that have been let loose into our bush. And these kids go on a journey to find out whether it's true or not. So that's another very exciting project I have.
So like thylacine type deal?
No. More like a panther or a cougar. Because during World War II, when the US servicemen were based in Australia, they had mascots like cougars. And when they had to leave, the government said you had to basically put them down. And instead of doing that, apparently they let them loose into the bush. And they've been breeding and thriving apparently in our bush. So it's about that type of cat.
Oh gosh, I'm not aware of that. I'm going to have to do some massive Googling.
Yeah. Just look up this Australian big cat legend, and there's a massive sightings, daily sightings of these cats out in the bush. It's really cool, fun concept.
Thanks for your time, Marty.
No worries.
Can't wait to see what you got up your sleeves next.
Thanks, Vanessa. Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.